Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's tutorial is very beginner friendly and very simple. So straight into it, I cut out a piece of fabric 16 inches by 10 inches. Now if your tape rule is measured in centimeters, you might have to do little maths and conversion. So I cut out two pieces of fabric with the same measurement. One of it doesn't have an interfacing, and that will serve as the lining. The one with the interface would serve as the main bag, and the reason why there's an interface is to give the bag structure, because we are using a very soft fabric to make the bag. So now I'm folding each piece of fabric into two, and I would be measuring at the bottom. I'll mark 1.5 inches up like so, then sideways I'll mark 2 inches. Now I'm going to repeat that for my second fabric. So I'm basically using the same measurement for each corner of the fabric. Once you've cut out the 4 squares that we drew at the bottom of each piece, you're going to take your fabric to your machine and sew 1/2 inch like so. Now take note, I'm using a white color thread on black because I want the thread sewing to be visible to the camera. But when you're making yours as a beginner, make sure your thread matches with the fabric that you chose. So I've done this at the 2 corners, and I'm cutting out the excess thread to make it look neat. So next I'll be turning it to the right side, and we can see that the bag is starting to form slowly, and like that will build it up. Now for the second fabric that has an interfacing, we won't join it together immediately. So what you see me doing is that I am trying to marked out 6.5 inches, and I needed to do that because I want to get the center of the bag. So now I'm marking out 2 inches as well. Now this 2 inches isn't part of the front of the bag, it is going to be at the side. So I'm trying to get the part that would serve as just the front of the bag basically. So 2 inches to the side, 2 inches to the side. Now I have this square in the middle. The next thing I'll be doing is to try to get the center of the square, and how to get that is the 6.5 I had measured earlier, I divided into 2, which was 3 1/4. So I marked that. Then next I'll measure the length of the square sideways, which was 6 inches. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So I have the center of the square right now. Next is for me to draw a spiral. So the way the rose is formed, you have to draw a spiral, and you can actually use your free hand to make this. It doesn't take a lot of work, honestly. It doesn't take any form of expertise. Just keep on going until you've exhausted the space that you have in that tiny box that was made. Now the next thing I'll do is to take my tape rule and measure the spiral I have just drawn. When I measured mine, it was above my, like a normal Nigerian tape rule is 60 inches, but when I measured mine, it was more than that. So I would advise, if you have a lot of fabric with you, just measure or just cut out a very long um piece of fabric, I know that okay, your rose is going to be bouncing, like it's going to be so full. So at the end of the day, after I was done measuring, I cut out my fabric, and the length, I didn't measure the length at all because I knew that okay, even if the length was too full, it would just make my bag fine out basically. Then the width of the fabric that I cut was 6 inches wide. So I have a 6-inch wide fabric, and let's say like a 65 inches long fabric. At a point I had to join this part you're seeing here. I had to join because my material wasn't a lot, so I had to cut and join. And as you can see, it was 6 inches wide, and the next thing I'll be doing is to fold this fabric into two, like so. So normally when you fold your fabric, both sides are supposed to start at the same place, but right now I moved one part lower and I'm just pinning it down. The effects that this will give you is that it's going to form a very beautiful ruffle that is used while making fabric roses. So I'll pin it all the way down till the end and get back to you. So guys, after pinning it down, I would be slanting the beginning of the fabric like so, and I'm basically just trying to connect a straight line from the top to the bottom, and I will actually just cut this out. So once I've done that, the next step would be for me to sew it on the spiral line that I've created. Now I wasn't able to make a video of how I did it, but I searched online. I found one video on Pinterest on how you can do it. So basically you are just sewing round and round and round till you're out of fabric. So after sewing the fabric on the bag, this is what it looks like. Next is to sew the sides by 1/2 inch each. After I do that, I'm going to be sewing the bottom part like so, with 1/2 inch as well on both sides. When you are done, you are to turn your bag to the right side, and it should look like a very small square shaped bag, which is very cute, honestly. So once we are done with our bag, the next thing we'll be doing is to sew the straps. Now I cut 2 pieces of fabric, 15 inches by 1.5 inch each. So we are going to have 2 straps. Now I'm showing you how to fold your strap. Now because the strap is going to be made of fabric, I used this method. So basically I'm folding my fabric like a bias. So here you would see me trying to use a pressing iron to fold both sides together to press it down like a bias, as I mentioned. Then after I fold it down, I would fold it again, and that will give me my strap, although I'll have to take it to the sewing machine to sew both sides together. After sewing it, your strap should look like this. Now remember, my thread isn't black because I need it to be visible to the camera, but your thread should match the color of your fabric. Next, I'll be attaching the strap to the bag. So what you see me doing here is trying to figure out the corner of each bag, because that is where each strap would go. So I found the first corner, pinned it down like so. Then I'll find the second corner and pin the other end as well. Then I repeat the same for the other straps. Once you finished your strap, the next thing would be for you to put your actual bag into your lining, and you have to make sure that the right sides of your lining and the right side of the actual bag are facing each other. So I'll be pinning the ends of both pieces together because we are going to be sewing round it. As you can see, I have pinned round, but here you see that I had marked 2 lines with my chalk. So my sewing is going to start from one line and end in one line. At the end of the day, there's going to be a tiny space left. The essence of that tiny space is that we are going to use it to pull out our bag to the right side, which is what you see me doing. Now this process is slightly difficult. You might have to tug on your bag harder than you expect. I did most of the tugging offline because of my phone storage, but at the end of the day, when I turned it out, this was what my bag looked like. Now you might have to iron, because obviously we are using fabric to make this bag. You might have to iron or press your bag into the right shape that you want. Now remember that little space that we had created, we have to close it. So I used my sewing machine to close it with my green thread. But if you are closing yours, the thread isn't going to be visible because remember you are using a thread that matches with your fabric. So I am ironing the corners so that it can be sharp. I did that for the four corners, and at the end of the day my bag was done. So if you decide, you can use a clasp for your bag so you can have something that opens and closes it. Now I do not have access to a clasp, that is why I didn't include how to put one in this video. But as you can see, the bag is ready for usage, and all I have to do is just find something that would help the middle of the bag close like a normal clasp. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comment section, and see you in my next video, guys. Bye.